We'll call this work session to order. On Monday night, we'll have payment of bills and the minutes, and then resolution number 871226. Ms. Dickerson.
Yes, this is for the appointment of a member to the Cabo Solid Waste Disposal Authority. The authority was established with resolution number 6455-21 pursuant to Chapter 89A of Title 11 of the Code of Alabama 1975. And this member will serve on the Board of Directors in place one for the term ending December 31st, 2032. And this is for the concurrence of the mayor and the city council.
Okay. And this is for Brian Munger. Thank you for your service. I know he's very excited for it.
He doesn't have enough boards to serve on, Mr. President.
Any questions for this from the council? Seeing none, okay. Resolution number 871326, authorizing the mayor to execute a renewal agreement with Midwest Employers Casualty Company for the workers' compensation stop-loss insurance policy. Ms. Carrier.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. So this is our annual renewal of our workers' comp insurance policy with Midwest, which expires February the 1st, and this does provide stop-loss excess coverage over our SIR. And in your packet, you should have received a breakdown of the 4 quotes that we received this year. Midwest did give us the option of renewing our current policy with either a 1-year or 2-year term. And so our recommendation is going to be quote number 2 to lock in that rate for 2 years. It is an increase of $6,706. However, it's within budget. They also gave us an option to increase our SIR for a reduction, but we don't think it's worth the risk because it would increase our SIR for $100,000. So we are recommending renewing the current terms and conditions for a 2-year policy.
Very good. Any questions for Ms. Carrier? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 871426, authorizing the mayor to execute a custom work agreement for the relocation of AT&T fiber servicing the public safety center located at 2020 Valledale Road. I'm going to go ahead and knock out the next one since they're all kind of related. We'll also have resolution number 871526, authorizing the mayor to execute a service order agreement with Charter Communications for the relocation of fiber and copper lines servicing the Hoover Public Safety Center. And resolution 871626, a resolution providing a continuing resolution for fiscal year 2026 capital funding for vendor cabling relocation related to the NCFI build-out and approving a correction to personnel classification language in the fiscal year 2026 operating budget. That last one will be Ms. Lopez as well. But let's see, 871426 and 871526, Mr. Moose.
Yeah, you pretty much covered it there. The fiber feeder lines and copper feeder lines for both AT&T and Charter that feed the PSC for the multiple entities there, NCFI, 911 dispatch, the city, forensics, all of those are fed through a line that comes through the court parking lot. Obviously, that's the new location for the building. All of those lines need to be relocated before they can actually break the ground there. So,
any questions for Mr. Cope?
Mr. President, yes, I do have a question. Do I understand correctly that, I know it says it wasn't previously budgeted, but will this money be reimbursed to the city out of the NCFI expansion funds, the federal dollars?
I cannot speak to that. That's outside of my scope.
I think that'll be on the budget for the budget talks for the next resolution.
Okay. All right. Then I'll save that question for Ms. Lopez.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any questions about the cabling? All right, now let's see how we're going to pay for it. Ms. Lopez. This is for resolution 871626.
Yes, the answer to that question is we do not expect that it will be paid for out of the grant. That's one of the issues, is there's no funding available for this, so we're having to do it outside of that. And then also the second thing is just basically a small correction. We want to be completely transparent. The fleet director, there was that upgrade for the shop foreman in the budget, and we had put it in 9 to 12, and the fleet director requested that he could open it up to his grade 8 and 9, so we're just stating that in this. But we do not have to budget any additional money for that.
Any questions for Ms. Lopez?
Mr. President, I do just have a follow-up on the NCFI
Go for it.
answer. Understand what you're saying there. You may not know the answer to this because you weren't here when this was scoped out, but do we have an understanding of why that wasn't included in the scope or why it's not reimbursable?
I'm going to pass that off to Mr. Miller. Blake, I cannot answer that.
Ms. Wyatt may have it.
Mr. President, while they're coming to the microphone, there are at least 3 of us that don't know much about this project, and I was wondering if we could get copies of the project so we can understand what all is going to be done with this $24 million.
Mr. Miller, can you handle that for us?
For a presentation on the project?
Well, just get us copies. I don't think the whole council needs a presentation unless the other 4 members need to be reminded.
What kind of details are you looking for that?
Just copies of whatever documents that you had that were originally presented to the council.
We can
You've got
put stuff
something?
together.
Okay.
I can put something together.
We can get that.
Thank you.
We'll get something. I can answer the question as to why those outside of the grant funds. The grant scope of work, majority of those funds have been attributed to the contract with MJ Harris, and things that the city would typically be responsible for are not covered by the grant, and so this falls under that classification.
So do we have anticipation of any additional items that will fall outside the grant that the city will have responsibility for going forward?
There will be some odds and ends type things. I don't know that I have a comprehensive list, but as they come up, we'll certainly make you guys apprised of them.
Okay. Is there a way we can review and get a list or a sense of what that is so that we can anticipate what's coming?
Yeah, I'll kind of include some of that information in the presentation so we can at least kind of categorize what expenses are subject to grant and then what expenses would be under the purview of the city.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Ms. Lopez, where will the funding come from for this, for these monies as well as any future monies that may have to come from the city?
The Capital Projects Fund, their fund balance.
The $7 million that rolled over?
Yeah, now it's looking a little less than 7 million, so
Yeah, well,
it keeps going down.
Yeah, we bought a few police cars. Or was it? I think it was 17 fire department vehicles and 10 police cars.
Any further questions on this matter? Okay. Seeing none, Resolution 87-1726, accepting change order number 31 through 33 for the new Hoover Fire Station number 1. Mr. Miller.
Yes, good evening, Council. So I'm back again for more change orders for Fire Station 1. So this is change orders 31 through 33. Comes to a total of $12,039.35. If you remember from last time, we've discussed all of these when we've approved through 30. We do have additional money that is budgeted through here, so we're not asking for additional funds. We are still under liquidated damages for this project. As of Friday, we will be 130 days where we are assessing liquidated damages for a total of $65,000 towards the project. So that money will be returned to the project as far as that goes. So
Mr. Miller, is there an estimated date of move-in at this point?
at this point, no. We have an OAC meeting with the contractor and the architect tomorrow. Our hope is to get an updated version or date for that move-in. I don't have a good feeling. I really don't on when that would be. Even if we could wrap this project up and get to substantial completion in the next 2 weeks, which I think is really pushing it, there's going to be a substantial punch list that'll be associated with this. Contractor, so for your education on that, the liquidated damages will stop at substantial completion date. And then once the punch list is given to the contractor, they'll have 30 days to complete the punch list. If they go beyond those 30 days for the punch list items, then liquidated damages start back again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions for Mr. Miller? Mr. Schultz?
On the liquidated damages versus the change orders, are we plus or minus right now?
Right now, we're approximately $60,000 above the contract price of the station, and we are $65,000 tomorrow in liquidated damages.
So we're at 5,000 below.
We're 5,000 to the good.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Miller, how many more change orders do you anticipate?
Yeah, it's an excellent question. I wish I could give you a full answer on that. I know I have at least 336 on here. Again, at that point, we'll start looking to Mr. Schultz's question. We'll be looking to the negative at that point, but that does not reflect what has been budgeted for this project internally. So we still have plenty of funds budgeted for this project, so that we will not need to ask for additional funds, even beyond those 36, if it comes to that. I don't anticipate that.
Any further questions? Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
Let's see. Resolution 87-1826, authorizing the mayor to execute a change order for the River Chase Village Drainage Project. Mr. Marlin.
Good evening. Yeah, so during the ALDOT permitting process, a design revision was needed for the drainage structure in the ALDOT right-of-way. The revised design included additional reinforcement and concrete for that structure. So as a result, there'll be a change order needed for the additional material and labor cost. The additional cost is $69,500, which still puts us well under budget.
What questions for Ms. Marlin do we have?
Yes, it's my understanding that there's going to be a request coming before Planning and Zoning next month for an out parcel, coffee shop or something like that.
That's a
Different
shop.
location.
Different
Sorry?
location.
Oh, that's further south, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm
That's
sorry.
right.
Thank you. Never mind.
Okay.
Mr. President, I do have a question for Mr. Marlin. Do we have an overall sense of the timeline for completion of this project? And if you don't know all of that tonight, that's okay, but we'd love to get a full update on what we can
Yes.
expect.
Okay, so the contractor does have 150 calendar days. Time was paused during the ALDOT permitting process. Now that we have that in hand, if the change order is approved, we can have them go ahead and get the material ordered. So we expect them to get started within 2 weeks if the change order is approved, and then they'll have 150 days, calendar
Thank you.
days.
Great, thank you.
Any further questions? Okay, thank you. Resolution 87-1926, granting a limited exception to the 100-mile radius clause in the agreement between the city and Sports Facilities Management. Mr. City Attorney, I can cover this briefly.
Either way.
Mr. Ely, the general manager for the Hoover Met Complex, was going to be here and answer questions on this, but he had a medical emergency today. So we will move this item to the regular agenda for Monday night and ask questions at that time. Basically, we have an existing agreement that we passed back in 2016. Gene, is that right? 2015, 2016, somewhere up in
It's
there?
ever since SFM came on board,
Yeah,
and they originally wanted to call it the Finley Center BAM.
the BAM, yes.
Yes.
So we had a clause in there that they cannot operate other facilities within a 100-mile radius. So they've come to us requesting a exemption to that clause for this one project. The city that's requesting asks for anonymity at this moment, but we will consider granting them that clause. I don't really anticipate that facility being a competitor with us. This is more of a community-oriented facility, so, but we will ask questions to Mr. Ely at that time. All right, the regular agenda, we have ordinance number 252686, authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement with Jefferson County for the donation of city-owned property for right-of-way and to grant a temporary construction easement. Mr. Marlin.
Yes, so this is a really small area, donating right-of-way along Sulphur Springs and Chase Crest Road, and then some temporary construction easement for the Jefferson County sidewalk project. That'll be in that location.
Very good. Any questions? Mr. Schultz?
What exactly, I looked at the diagram. Are they going to cut away the corner there, that sharp corner? Is that the point of of what they want?
The sidewalk will go through that location, just at the corner of Sulphur Springs and Chase Crest.
Yeah, will it still be that really sharp turn, or is that going to change?
There will be some work to go there in that location, so there will be some modifications to that.
Okay.
Any further questions?
I will say it is currently still in design, so that's Jefferson County is currently designing.
Is the sidewalk going to go on the Crest Cove side of Sulphur Springs, or is it going to go on the side that Mr. Schultz was speaking to?
It'll stay, when it comes around the radius, it'll stay on that side until it gets to the parking lot, the Moss Rock parking lot, and it'll cross over to the parking lot.
Very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Did anyone have any announcements or anything before we adjourn? Very well, there's
Supposed
football.
to rain tomorrow.
Yeah, there's
lot.
I'm gonna have to cut you off because there's a football game the mayor wants to go see.
He's got 45 minutes. I hear he's got a new fast car, so.